Yes, just for curiosity, could you make a quick test of the delay?
Sure. Let me do a one shot for you. So I'm gonna hit. I'll do a fire spell, and I have push to talk down, so I'm gonna do it right now.
Wow, it's pretty. You almost has nothing of delay. Do you have any special configuration in VLC for that?
Not that I know of. I mean, it's just how I set it up. Hey, Savage Tales. Thanks for coming
Okay.
in. So
Do you have the last version of VLC, right?
I think so. I should have the latest version. Yeah. I mean, I downloaded it a couple months ago. I think it's the latest.
Okay.
All right. Well, good. And again, you guys can turn that down in VLC and do whatever you need to. Do with it what you will. Is everybody ready with their characters? Are we in good shape to begin?
I'm good to go.
Yep, no problem here. The bits I need to read, I'll read as we go along.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, if you guys don't mind, since we're streaming and the backdrop again, this is given this is a one shot, relatively a short backstory, but you all are in a small town as you're heading towards Waterdeep, but you've kind of stopped in this small town and you're in the middle of this square in a village. A little bit of hustle and bustle around you, but before we kind of jump in to this story, if you all don't mind, very briefly, we'll start at the top left with the cleric. If I look on my fantasy ground screen, just give a real quick, who you are, and you can tell them what type of character you are, and we'll roll from there.
Okay. Oh, I haven't put a name.
That's okay. You can change your name, and yeah, just whatever you want it to be. You can tell the
Okay,
stream.
I'm a cleric. I like to study the arts of life and when also death, and I like to help people with any wants they have.
Excellent. All right. So it looks like and Darrell, do I have that right? Is next or Andarell?
Yeah, that's right. And I'm very pleased that Kurita is with us. Yeah, I'm Andrel. I tend to specialise in the use of the sword, but I also know that the power of knowledge, the power of the quell, is equally as important as the sword, and knowledge goes hand in hand with the use of force and wisdom and using it wisely. And I'm pleased to be adventuring with you today.
Perfect. Index.
I am Indix, the descendant of silver dragons of old, and their power runs within my veins as well. And I feel it is my blood-given duty to go out into the world and
welcome everybody.
help those less fortunate softskins who do not have the merits of heritage.
Excellent. All right. So as you guys are in like I said in the square, kind of mingling around a bit. It's probably about mid morning, kind of a normal daily life. Nothing really out of the ordinary, but all of a sudden you hear this cry, this mother's scream just cuts through all the normal hustle and bustle, and everything else grows quiet. And you see all the townsfolk crowd around a woman that's sitting on the street, and she's sitting next to a tavern, next to an open cellar door. And in her arms, she clutches a young boy. He's about 7 years old, and his limp body is covered in cuts and bruises. The innkeeper bustles out of the tavern, saying, "If I've told you boys once, I've told you 1,000." And then he stops himself as he sees the scene in front of him. And an old halfling woman carrying bundles of herbs pushes through the crowd, and she kneels examining the boy. The tavern owner quickly runs to the cellar door, slams it shut, and you see him slide a locking mechanism closed. So you all can tell me anything you want to do, but that's kind of the scene that's playing out right in front of you. I don't have a map yet. I'll share a map a little bit later, but that's kind of what you've walked into, and I put that in chat as well.
Well, I'll rush over to the woman and the young boy. What's happened here?
And it's so it's go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, me too.
How did you come to be injured?
And the woman, she's a middle-aged human woman. She kind of looks up to you, and she introduces herself as Daniela Spring, and she says, you know, my sons, they're good boys. They get in trouble, but I heard Theo calling for help. My son that's in my arms here, who's 7 years old, and he collapsed in my arms. I don't know what's happened to him. Please, someone, please help me. And this boy is just lying unconscious in her arms.
Just after I heard the screaming, I want to be alert if I can see any suspicious movement around the sound.
Okay. You don't really notice anything other than this old halfling woman is putting all these poultices and bandages. She's trying to do anything she can to this poor boy, and you know, as that's playing out in front of you, nothing really seems to be helping him with what she's trying. But you don't notice anything else. Go ahead.
Can I try to cure the boy?
Absolutely. If you want to use a spell of cure wounds.
Yes, if I can use only my medicine ability, it will be nice. But if I will need to cast cure wounds, I will do it.
Do you have? Do you want to just start with a medicine check then? Is that what you want to start with, or do you have a healing kit?
Yes. No, I don't have a healing kit. We haven't started with any equipment.
Yeah. So do me a favor. Roll me a medicine check and drop it in the tower. Oh, thanks, Karen Darrow. Okay, so the medicine in and of itself doesn't seem to affect him. What you're trying to do just to stabilize him without doing any kind of, cure wounds, it does not seem to affect him.
Okay, I would use one cure wound.
Okay, as you do that, you can tell he briefly is coming around, and he's trying to wake up, and doesn't seem like he's really able to come out of this, but he quickly he just briefly gains consciousness, and you hear him say, Malik, find Mally, and he says something briefly about, they attacked us, they were all around us, and then he just falls back into an exhausted sleep, and he says, they find Malik, they took Malik, and then he falls unconscious.
Did you say that the innkeeper came out of the inn and was berating the children as well?
Yes, so he's standing out there kind of milling around and just watching the scene play out, but kind of a short black-haired man with a big pot belly, and he is there, yes.
I'll politely and calmly wander over to him and, excuse me, my good sir, I can't help but notice that your first item of concern was not for the boy's safety, but for the security of your wine cellar?
He kind of looks you up and down a bit and says, well, these boys have on a number of occasions snuck into my cellar. And he kind of pulls you aside, and his voice gets a little bit lower, and he says, I think they're trying to get a taste of my cider. So that, yes, I was concerned they were going down to try to, sneak a little bit of my special cider. But once I saw the boy, I was obviously concerned for him.
Of course. Now, I am nowhere connoisseur of imbibements and alcohol in any way, shape, or form, but I would assume that his condition is not as a result of anything in your cellar, and that you would not be against a brief investigation to ensure that fact?
He kind of looks, his eyes kind of dart side to side, and he says, of course not. There's nothing that I'm aware of, and feel free, help yourself." And as he does that, he even says, look, I'd be happy. I'd love to find out what's happening. I'll give each of you 10 gold to find out what has happened down there. And the mother Daniela, looks at you expectantly and just says, please find Malik. Please investigate the cellar and find him.
Can I try to discern what kind of origin made those wounds on the boy?
Sure. Give me either an investigation or a medicine check in the tower. Wow. So absolutely, you find, as you're kind of looking the boy over, you find various bite marks and scratch wounds. Looks like it's some type of creature, animal. You're not sure what, but you also discover a puncture. It looks like a single puncture mark on kind of the base of his neck.
Like puncture for an animal, like
It looks like some kind of, it might be some kind of bite, some kind of an injection, and based on you using your cure wounds, and as you look over the boy and your knowledge, you think he's suffering from the effects of some type of poison, but you're just not sure what. And you do think he's stable now with your cure wounds, but you think he's somehow been poisoned.
Okay. Do we know with Indix and Andarel, or they are strangers to me?
You guys know each other, and you can, if you want to play out how you know each other, but I'm assuming you all do know each other somehow and have traveled to this town together.
Okay, I look at Andarel and Indix, and I tell them what I have discovered, and also ask them if I told them what I have acknowledged, and I ask them if they can maybe an investigation of what kind of creatures can are be able to do this kind of wounds.
Interesting. Yeah. Let me see. I'll take a little look at the wound, see if if it's just one of them, or whether it looks like a bite from a jaw or something.
So sure, as you look, it definitely looks like some type of bite, and Andarel, as you're looking at the boy, the old halfling woman, her name's Ma Bravel, kind of comes over to you, and as she's still trying to apply these poultices, I mean, she says to you, I believe this is some type of rabid animal. He's just not responding to my herbs like he normally would if this was some type of infection or disease. If you all can find some type of samples or something of maybe what attacked this boy, perhaps I can make an antidote for him.
You're very kind, my lady. We will try and find a sample.
She thanks you and nods and keeps doing everything she can and mixing up different batches of herbs and doing everything she can to bring him around, but to no avail yet.
Well, he may not have come from beneath the tavern, but we should check there first.
I agree, Index.
Okay, so give me 1 second. So the tavern owner, unlocks the cellar again and throws open the door and says, please feel free to head down and investigate, and I hope you find what has wounded this boy, and I hope you find his brother Malik. Yes, they cause a little trouble around town, but I certainly don't want anything to happen to them.
I want to ask the tavern keeper if he has or if he knows who can have maybe a dog that we can use to track some smells, so we can maybe cut some of the clothes of the boy and use it for tracking the this the creator or the one that makes the wounds.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really aware of any dogs in town that can do that. They definitely believe that it came out of here, or the boys came from the cellar. So they, obviously the one ran out of the cellar. So he definitely thinks they're in there somewhere, but he doesn't really have anything to give you that would help you on that front. Unless one of you has some experience in tracking or survival.
Okay.
And guys, before we go down, one thing you can all certainly give yourself inspiration too, so that you have it for the session.
Nice.
And you might want to just change. You don't have to do a big deal, but just change your dice colors a little bit, so I can tell you apart would be great. All right. So I've locked the tokens, and I've kind of put you guys in a general order. But as you look down, you see some stairs heading downward into the cellar. So I'll let you all decide who wants to go, how you want to proceed.
I'll give you Gideon what? Okay. How, okay, I think I'm the one that has the better armor. I have 18.
Okay.
Do you want me to go ahead?
By all means, Curandere, lead on. I shall remain within the center of the group, and I will hold the torch as usual.
William, I understand. If I understand correctly, you tell us to assign an inspiration point, or I'm wrong?
No, you're right. Correct. Yeah, you can go ahead and click on that. Yep, you're good. Perfect.
Okay, because I don't see Underel and Index with the star in the portrait.
Yeah,
I think it only shows up on our own ones.
Exactly. Yeah, you only see that as a DM. You see them all, so it's confusing when you're a player. But yeah.
Okay. Okay.
As
Okay,
we
well.
approach the stairs, Index will take a torch out of his backpack, quickly light it with his flint, and he throws it up into the air. Arcane phrase, an utterance, and a spectral hand goes and grabs the torch and holds it about 2 feet away from his head.
Excellent. And so you throw that down as Curandero is heading down into the room, and it is very dark. So some of you have dark vision, but certainly with the torch, it lights up the room.
I do. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. So as you look at the this room is disheveled, and it's stacked with barrels and crates, and kind of as you look in, it's very dusty and covered with cobwebs, particularly as it gets further away from the door entrance.
Yeah, I want to be alert for any signs of maybe strains of blood or any signs of movement or recently activity in the room.
Okay. So from where you are, you don't notice anything. So, yep.
Just double checking, dark vision and the like would be listed on the abilities sheet if we had it, wouldn't it?
Correct.
Is it not on the main?
Oh, actually, the main. Yeah, sorry, you're right. I'm looking at the party sheet. You all can also open the party sheet, and I have you all in there, and it does tell who has dark vision and who doesn't.
So it's just me.
No.
Right.
Yes, I have. But we have light, right?
You do. I mean, you have a torch that was thrown down, so everyone can see. I mean, it's a little dim, but yes, you can all see. And Curandero, as you start getting into the room at the top right, the north, you see a few barrels that have been knocked over in front of the door, and the door seems to be open just a crack. And then you do see a door as you get a little bit further in to the west. And then you see various, barrels and piles of things around the room. Okay,
no blood stains.
You don't see any blood, no. Let's see. Does anybody have survival proficiency?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Maybe
I'm afraid I do not.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do. And is that
I
Index?
am a wanderer,
Okay.
an itinerant outsider.
So Index, as you're starting to walk down and into the room, and you see bits and pieces of moldy food, and you do see some animal droppings, no blood, but based on the type of destruction in the crates and some of the things that you see in this room, you know that it's it's typical destruction patterns for giant rats.
I think there might be vermin here, fellows. Keep an eye out for anything small, furry, and squeaking.
The bite, the boy has a match with maybe a rat attack.
Well, you described a single puncture. No rat I can think of, or unless it's lost its teeth in a fight, would do a simple puncture wound like that. I believe there's something in addition to them around.
He is
Okay.
right.
We need to be cautious all the same. Do I know anything about giant rats at all?
Give me a nature check in the tower, please. So, yeah, anybody else that wants to? So, Andorel, you know, I mean, you're still a pretty green adventurer, but you do know that rats have a tendency, and Index, you know this as well, but they have a tendency to hide and wait for the best, kind of most opportune moment to attack people. They don't like to be out in the open, so to speak.
I urge caution. These things can hide under things and leap out at you, and you're not expecting it. There appears a lot of boxes in here. I'm thinking
Ambush
it's not
predators,
safe.
indeed.
And as you guys are kind of thinking about that and talking about that, you hear movement, and you guys are not surprised because you are prepared for this, but you can all roll initiative as you see 3 giant rats make themselves apparent now. Ready to attack.
No, that was a save.
Oh, that's okay.
Thought initiative.
Yep. It's on the main tab right in the middle.
Yeah, it's right in the middle of it.
Yep. All right.
One technical question. If I have a torch in my hand, can I still use my shield?
No. Well, do you have a torch in your hand? I thought Index threw a torch, or someone threw a torch.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, so you're
yes,
good.
I want to be clear of that. Okay.
Yeah, I've currently got a torch being held up via mage hand.
Okay, so I don't need to have a torch, right?
Right, you're good. You're good. So this rat comes from behind the barrels here, and he comes up to you, Kurandaro, and he tries to bite you. But he does not get surprised, but he misses. Wow, good armor class for first level. That's impressive.
Yep.
All right, and Daryl, you are up next. And guys, one thing I do, just I should have said this at the beginning, but I do a little bit different. I do allow flanking, but instead of giving advantage, which I think is really overpowered, I give +2 for flanking. So that's about the only alternate rule I use.
Okay,
Nice.
great. And I presume I can move through allies.
You can, but it costs double movement. So you can move through Index, and it would cost you 10 to move into that square, and then 5 out of it. So as long as you have enough movement, yep, you can move in and out.
Okay, I presume there's a bit of difficult terrain here, but I've got quite a lot of movement, so I'm thinking I can perhaps make it there.
Oh, absolutely, you'll be able to make it there.
Now, you'll have to forgive me, I've got an ability called dueling. I'm not quite sure what. Is it a permanently on feature?
Yeah, let me look at it again. It's the fighting style.
Sorry, I should have checked.
So as long as you have a melee weapon in one hand and you're not using any other weapons, you can get a +2 to your damage rolls with that weapon. So let's see if that's already coded. Second with your rapier. Yeah, it looks like it is. If you look at the magnifying glass next to your rapier line, there's a bonus of +2 that's coded in there. So it looks like the pre-gen has that included.
Brilliant, thank you. Okay, in which case I will lunge out with the rapier and try and skewer this nasty rat.
You hit. Now, did you put that additional effect on? It looks like you already have an effect for damage to melee, which is good.
Oh, I might have. Yeah, I clicked the thing. So does it need to?
I'm going to take it off and let's just make sure
Yeah.
it, because I don't want it to do 4. So 1 second.
Yeah.
There we go. So yeah, go ahead and
So-
let's make sure it does it. No problem. Morning, everybody. Doing a little quick session here. It's going to be fun. Oh, but you hit the first one, so you can just do damage, because you did hit the first time.
I was getting carried away stabbing at it. Ah, there we go.
Oh, wow. Very nice, and immediately killed it. I'm just curious, you might not see it, but do you guys see the blood on the token? Probably not.
No.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why that extension isn't working. Had a lot of problems with it. No problem. But you slice it essentially in half, and it dies right in front of you, and another rat scurries out of the corner. Up, and he's going to attack the first one he sees, Curandero, and he bites. And this one hits. In Curandero, what do you have that's resisting? Do you have...
Heavy armor master.
Oh, that gives you resistance to blow? That's awesome.
Yes, I read that it gives you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got it. Perfect. That's awesome. Love it. All right.
It comes with the character.
No, that's excellent. All right, so Index, you are up. And these rats you can hear them now scurrying about and screeching.
Now, I can't remember 5th edition. Attacks opportunity. Am I going to do anything if I cast?
Well, so the way it works is if you have an enemy within 5 feet of you and you do a ranged attack or a ranged spell attack, it's going to be at disadvantage. But as long as it's a touch spell, you're fine, and no attack of opportunity unless you leave the threat range of the rat. So if you get more than 5 feet from it.
Right then. Well, I was going to do something at giant rat number 3, and I've only really got ranged attacks, so
Yeah, I'm trying to look if there's anything. Magic missile. I mean, I know you probably don't want to use a first level spell yet, but that automatically hits, and there's not. So there's no anything you do that has a save attached to it. You won't need to worry about because it's not an attack roll.
now I'll go for what I was going to do. So
Okay.
He turns to look at the furthest rat. The tip of his quarterstaff traces a sigil of ice in the air,
Nice.
and then a ray of frost streaks out towards giant rat number 3.
Awesome. All right. So just make sure you have him targeted. Oh, you've probably done this before, but yep, just make sure you see him targeted in the combat tracker, and then if it's an attack, then just hit that disadvantage button at the bottom. If it's a ranged attack, and then fire away. All right.
No,
and
that was a miss.
yeah, you were distracted a bit, so it slams into the door. So you're up next, Corinne. Okay, so he's going AFK for a second.
Can he go and hold or something? Oh, I think there's hold actually.
No
No
problem.
worries.
Yeah, we'll give you a sec.
I'm enjoying the ambient sounds you've got on there. They're just coming out at the right level to me. And,
Good. Thank you. I mean, like I said, I try to make sure they're not overpowering. So just give me feedback during the game if anything's bad.
no, I'm liking it.
Good. So Index, do you normally play what do you play Savage Worlds 2?
We play Savage Worlds, we play Warhammer Fantasy 3rd edition. I'm running a 3.5 edition Dark Sun campaign.
Oh, cool.
And soon, if I can actually get my act together, I'm going to be running Talk Eternity for the guys as well.
Wow, that's awesome. So do you all both normally GM instead of play, or do you guys play too?
We have a sort of a rotation.
Cool.
Yeah, we've been playing
Sorry,
regularly.
guys.
There's now for ages and rotate the GM. You know it. So
Oh,
Very
and
nice.
Gaz will
That
tell
one.
me if we do the One Ring Adventures over the Wilderland, the initial one, not the D&D new one.
Oh, very cool. So Kurindaro, no problem at all. But you are up now. So we have one rat down, and you have one right in front of you, or right underneath you, I should say.
Okay. Yes. I will swing my sword and try to cut in two pieces this giant rat that I have in at my left.
Sounds good. And you definitely hit. Solidly hit. And that cuts deeply into its hindquarters, and it's definitely running around screeching, and it's very hurt, but not down yet. Now, how did we get back? I thought it was current. Did we? Maybe we didn't pass the turn yet, because that definitely should have been Kurindaro. Index, can you pass? And then Kurindaro. I don't know if there's anything else you can do, but if you're done, there we go. Excellent. All right, so this guy comes up next to Anderel, and he bites. And he automatically fumbles and misses, but does not trigger the table.
Nice.
All right, and Daryl, you are up.
Okay, well, if he's biting me, I'm going to try and hit him back. I'll and skewer a rat on my rapier.
Excellent. Very nice hit. Slice into him. And you immediately kill it. Very nice.
Nice.
Did that apply the wounds to?
I'm going to go look at your character sheet because it does show. Yeah, it is, because if you look in your character sheet, your dart is only +3, and your rapier is +5, so that +5 that you're seeing in the combat tracker includes the additional 2.
Great, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, no, I wanted to make sure too, but yep. So very nice, 2 swings and 2 deaths.
Did that apply the wound automatically?
It did.
Great, okay. And I think I will, seeing as you mentioned something about people getting advantage for flank, I'm going to wheel around
Okay.
to there, hopefully.
And you'd have to truly... Well, actually, you're right, yeah, because Index is going to be up next. Yep, you got it. All right, so this guy is going to trying to bite somebody, and he bites at Index this time, as he's surrounded. And he misses. So Index, you are up, and you can click on +2 before you attack, because you are flanking. And you hit.
Just no time to react for a spell, so just upends the staff and brings it down on the back of the bloated fiend.
Nice.
I've got all damage, haven't I?
Yeah. Yeah. And you can call it if you want, but it is down.
Nice.
Satisfying crunch.
Yes, very nice. All right, first encounter. Very nice. Let me give you another. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry for interview. I want to see if is one of the rats has any kind of clue that has been the one creature that maybe could have attacked the boy. Maybe some piece of cloth or any other.
Yeah, you don't notice anything, and the rats look like typical rats with obviously they were very large, but teeth and nothing that seems to it seems to tell you that they could have done any type of poison or kind of a single puncture wound. So you're kind of scratching your head. You definitely do not think it was these creatures that did that.
Okay.
All right, so you all do, like I said, notice the door to the north looks like it's been cracked open a bit, and you have a door to the west, and otherwise a number of barrels and boxes and debris in this room.
Guys, do you want to first search the room, or we continue directly to the door?
If you want to double check that, tracking's on survival now, isn't it?
Tracking is on survival. Yep.
And the floor here, is it paved flagstones or dirt or something like that?
It's more of a kind of like a very hard packed clay, type of a floor. So I mean, you see a lot of dust and things. You don't see a little bit, but you don't really see much in the way of tracks.
So can I look to see if there's any evidence of which direction, if the boys were indeed in here, which direction they went in?
Sure, you can roll a survival check in the tower. So you have a general. I mean, you can kind of make out. It looks like it's possible that you see some footprints that somewhat indicate to you that the boys might have gone through this door here, but you're not 100% sure. But you do see some footprints that seem the freshest that go up to that door.
I'll inform the others. Gentlemen, I feel the children came from the north, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't check the west.
Yes, in case we to avoid an possible ambush.
Okay.
I'll take a quick look at the rats here. Do they appear diseased?
They do not. They don't look like they have any form of disease that you can tell. They don't look rabid in any way. Just like normal.
Probably not these creatures that caused poor Theo's illness. Well, I don't know. The Malik could be in trouble. Maybe we should go north first. But there is some weight to Carandaru's argument that there could be an ambush, so it might be useful going west also. What do you think?
I think the child's importance is tantamount, so we should head north.
Okay, maybe before that we can place some barrels in the other door very quickly, so block that one.
Good idea. There's plenty of boxes and crates here. We could perhaps move some over the doorway. Barricade.
Okay. Yes.
Kind of in that area over there. Is that where I have the blue square?
Yes.
Okay. Absolutely. So you guys take a few minutes, and as you said, there's plenty of boxes and debris. So you put up a pretty decent makeshift, area over there or structure over there that blocks that door.
Good idea, Carandaru. That will just give us some protection from the rear.
Very good.
Okay, then we head north, and I will try to open the door very, very, very slowly, and trying to make the less noise I can.
Okay, so you do that. And you don't feel like you were very stealthy at all. You hear it creak a fair bit,
Yeah.
but you have heavy armor, so it's a little tough for you. But you do open the door, and the first thing you notice is that the room is covered in cobwebs, and it looks like it hasn't seen much use in a long time. The walls are stacked with broken crates and fine wire mesh, and you can basically it kind of looks like a scuffle may have taken place here. I mean, the dust is disturbed. There's fallen barrels, and it kind of looks like somebody may have come back through this way in a hurry.
So
I think that the webs are indicative of what is in here as well.
No spiders in this room.
Perhaps make it safe.
Or maybe we can throw a torch in the room. So
I had considered that, but we are underneath a man's place of business.
True.
could you repeat that, please?
We're underneath a tavern. I can't guarantee that what's in here might not be more flammable than
Good point.
cobwebs.
Okay, okay. It was just for me the reason to have more light in the room so we can see better.
Well, an Index, I believe, still has the Mage Hand active with light, so you do have some light that's going into that room. So I believe it's 20 and 20. I think 20 bright and 20 dim. I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, I will try to sneak peek to the left and to the right.
So as you kind of peek to the left, you hadn't noticed it from before you got into the room, but you actually see there's a crack in the west wall, and it looks like it's just large enough for a child to squeeze through. And you kind of feel it, or you kind of see like a little bit of a breeze, and there's broken cobwebs around it, and the cobwebs are kind of fluttering a little bit in that breeze as you kind of look over at that little crack in the wall.
Okay, but the room is empty otherwise, right?
The room is otherwise empty, yes.
Okay, guys, do you think it will be a good idea to block this passage?
What, moving onwards or behind us?
This one.
I'm not sure. It looks quite small. Can I take a look down it with my dark vision and see what I can see? I'll peer into the gap.
Absolutely.
Okay, nice idea.
So, I mean, it definitely is some type of tunnel, but it's very narrow, and particularly in the beginning, but it does look like it opens up as you get further, but, it looks like only a child, perhaps, somebody that's smaller and a halfling can probably get through since they're about child size, but you don't think any other normal sized creature can get through, but it does look like it's a passageway that opens further up into this cellar.
Well, perhaps if we go around the other way, there'll be another way round to it.
Yes, I guess. I hope so.
I think Malik went through here.
So, west?
Well, if we can't get through here, west is our only other option.
Okay, do you think it's a good idea to block this passage first, so we avoid something to lead to escape?
It might trap the lad in there, though, if Malik does try and escape.
That was my concern as well. There could be a scared child coming back this way.
It was a good thought.
Okay, so we leave it clear, right?
Okay.
So let's see where the western route takes us.
Okay, do one of you two that are more sneaky than me want to open the door? Because I make a lot of noise.
I'll look at Index and shrug, as I'm not very stealthy either.
Index gives Anderel exactly the same response back, but steps up in the hopes that his natural dexterity will overcome any inability to move quietly.
Okay.
Do you want me to make a stealth roll?
No, are you? So as you actually go to turn the knob, the door is locked. So you can determine what to do with that, but it is locked.
Damn, the door's locked. It's at times like this I wish we had a rogue. But instead, Anderel, I understand that the martial arts enables you to act as some kind of large lockpick.
Well,
Indeed, stand aside, my friend.
well, in Index, one other thing I'll give you, and you can certainly stand aside, but and I had it in the initial description, but I didn't mention it again here, is kind of at the bottom left of this door. It looks like there's a kind of a hole, that's just enough for a kind of a smaller creature to, a boy or a small creature to actually possibly crawl through.
Through this door.
Yeah. And it's kind of almost looks like the rats have gnawed a hole in the door. And so there's just enough that you certainly couldn't get through, but a smaller creature might be able to.
The child may have come this way, but otherwise, how structurally sound is the door despite that?
I mean, you think that you might be able to break it down. I mean, you think it certainly might come in with a really swift kick or maybe a bludgeoning item of some kind.
Or possibly if we pull a couple more boards out of the door, the hole will be big enough to get through.
Yeah, that's possible too.
I'll point our blunt instrument and Daryl at the hole.
I'll nod and I'll deliver a kick, first of all towards the handle where the lock area is, and hope I can pop the door open.
Okay. You do that, and you deliver a swift kick, and the door does buckle enough to where now you've got a bigger hole now that you think you all have enough room to that you could crawl through, and you can kind of see as you peek through the door. I'll show you what you can kind of see on the other side.
I believe this tavern keeper needs to spend more money on maintenance.
So you do see the floor of the room, just from what you've seen, is covered in splintered wood, shattered glass, and animal droppings. There were clearly once rows of shelves holding bottles, but all but the very top shelves have been completely destroyed. And you do, Index, you can just kind of make out in the top, I guess the northwest corner, an iron-bound chest. And then to the west, you can just see a rough tunnel that's been dug in the stone wall. And it looks like it's just large enough of a tunnel for a human to crawl through.
Well, Malik could have come this way.
Yes. Can I determine what kind of creature has done the mess?
Say that one more time. What kind of debris is that what you said, or?
No, I want to know if the broken stuff has made by a human, or like maybe by the rats or any other kind of.
Yeah, based on what you've seen in the previous room, and you definitely believe that it was done by rats.
Okay. The chest is closed. Have any lock?
It is locked. Yep, the chest is locked.
It's a wooden one, right?
Say again?
It's of wooden or metal?
No, it's iron. So it's a pretty strong trunk. They don't have any thieves, but I'll let them try to open it if they want.
Well, there's obviously the strong room of the tavern above, so I have no interest in the chest, but I suspect that, if the boy had fled this way, or we have any other routes than the passage beyond.
I think we should explore further.
However, even as he says that, Indix's eyes do flit toward the chest a couple of times as he's obviously trying to overcome his ancestral urges for gold hoarding.
Nice. Okay, let me open this up a little more. So, Curandero, as you go through there, I mean, it's definitely, you're having to squeeze as you get in there. It's cramped tunnel. It's very close around you as you crawl through, and very dark, although you have some light source. Your hands occasionally come across scraps of fur snagged on the uneven, rough walls of the tunnel. I'm going to put you in a square, whichever. Just want to make sure we stay in squares. And Curandero, as you get there, you actually hear the familiar sound of rats that you've heard before. And I'll let Andero get up there. But you all can roll initiative, and then I'm going to lock you in from now as you see two more giant rats sneak out from behind this little rock outcropping.
Terrible initiative.
Speak for yourself, slow coach. I'm on fire here. I'll leap
Yes,
forward.
you are. Yes, you are.
Am I squeezing in this position here?
I would say you were, but where you are now, you're okay. Yeah, you're okay in that area right there.
Right. Well, I'll try and use the reach of my rapier to sort of lunge through into the gap there and get the rat before he gets us.
Okay. And that's a hit. Wow, you are making quick work of some of these rats.
Yes.
Oh, I saw the blood splatter.
And Darrell Exterminator.
Oh, and Anderell, you did see the blood splatter that time?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. I wonder what's going on with that. Oh, well. Put you in the square there, yep.
That's it. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah.
All right, Curandero, you are up. Hope everybody's having a good time on the stream.
Flanking bonus?
You do, so yeah, from there you can do your +2.
Okay, in that case, I will throw my shield, take out my maul, and attack with that.
Okay. And you hit with your massive maul. Wow. And
now I see the blood.
Okay, that's so funny. How about Index? Do you see the blood?
Nice effect.
Yep.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's so weird that, sometimes yes, sometimes no. But all right, let me give you guys a little bit of XP for that small little encounter.
After that, I will take my shield again.
Okay. So yep, you pick it up.
There is a quiet sound of applause from Index.
Nice, nice.
Is it when you finally act?
The XP is being given to other person.
Yeah, it probably won't matter for this adventure, but thank you, because I think I have Mossgrave still on the party sheet. Stand by one sec.
Okay, no problem.
No, thanks for reminding me, because I forgot he left, and I did not change that. There we go. All right. But yeah, for this one, we won't level up, so it won't really matter. I'm just doing that. Okay. So yeah, it looks like it kind of curves around both up to the north a bit and a little bit down to the southeast from what you can see.
Curandero, can you hold briefly? Let me see if I can sense any indication if the child came through here, and if he did, which way he went.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and give me a survival check, please. So you don't notice anything in this area. It looks like he may have come from another way.
Yeah, there's nothing. Just choose a way.
North, I think, to trying to catch the other passage.
Lead on.
No, I was telling that I think the most common way would be north. to be
Oh
able
no, indeed,
to.
it's most chance of joining up with the other corridor.
I see to my back and I can see Underel, so I will try to whisper him, "Hey, Underel, where are you?"
I'll step forward just
Okay,
behind my friend.
just checking.
All right, just all these dank, dusty tunnels, but you don't really see much else as you're walking through here.
Any we are alert though for any kind of scenes of activity.
Okay.
And I keep my shield in, like in a dodge position. So if I get surprised, maybe I could get a bonus on my AC.
Okay.
And the spectral hand holding the torch is holding it high enough so as not to impede Curandero's front vision.
Okay,
Gotcha.
nice. Okay, I look back at Index and Underrail and make a like a sign with my hands, like asking them right or left.
Try right.
I will try to sneak peek to the right.
Okay, so it's just looks like a kind of a dead end of an entrance, and you notice a few droppings and things, but you don't really see much else in that eastern corner. Okay, as you get up there, oh, you're all large, or you're all medium. So Curandero, as you get up there, it opens up into a larger chamber that you can somewhat see around. And as you're looking into there, this musky smell grows even stronger as you come into this large chamber. And the floor is covered in shredded wood droppings, and all around you hear these screeching, squeaking noises.
I was about
And
to ask you if there'd been an increase in the amount of guano and
yeah,
trichus on the floor.
yep. And ahead of you, you see two rats, the size of kind of maybe little spaniel dogs, but they're piled on top of a much larger specimen that hisses at you and almost seems protective of the other two as you approach. And everyone can roll initiative, as it appears you might have a big mama rat protecting her little kids here.
Okay,
Spooky initiative, guys.
yes, I have one question.
Yeah.
Is there any place where, because I think these animals aren't too smart. So what I am trying to do is like trying to I expect they will come to attack us. So what I want to do, if I can, is trying to hide or place myself in some place that I can maybe surprise them when they come to us, like this maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I was going to say you can certainly try to move out of there. They certainly see you right now, but you can try to go around that corner and hide if you want to take the hide action.
Yes, like most than more than hiding myself is like waiting behind that place with my sword ready to smash one of them when it comes to that
Okay.
point.
Okay, so I'll have you. You can ready an action, and if that's what you're doing, you can just go around the corner and ready an action there.
Yes, because I expect they will come. was.
Okay, actually, and I guess what I missed is you can do that. I guess I'll let you do that right away. But Andoril, it's your initiative, so I missed that. So Andoril is actually up, but I'll
Oh,
let
sorry,
you.
sorry.
That's okay. So I'll let Andoril do what he wants to do.
Right, okay, well, I will advance forward. So that I can make it that far, I think I can.
I think you can. I think that's about 30, and I think you should have 30. Yep.
Okay, let's get this ratty out.
And you hit.
You haven't missed anything yet.
I know you guys are, first level characters, pretty good, and you immediately put it in a critical. You can tell it is. It's weaving. It's looking like it wants to go down, but it's still up.
That's a shame. It's going to have a go back at me.
Yeah, and that one does. The one that you just attacked. It's going to bite right back at you, and it misses. And then Big Mama Rat is not happy that you've gone after her only son, and she's going to attack. 1 second.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Critical hit.
Ouch.
Boo.
Ooh, heavy damage, but it was very angry when it attacks you. So Indix, it is your turn.
Yeah, what shape's my breath weapon? I can't remember for the silver.
Let me look. Cold. And it's, oh, sorry, you didn't ask that. Let's see. I think cold is a cone, but I might have to look at that real quick. Yeah, I'm going to have to pull up the Dragonborn because I don't recall offhand.
I'd already looked in the PHP Deluxe, but it doesn't actually tell me the shape.
You know what? If you don't mind, unless you have a shape that you really want, let's go with a cone just to keep things. I mean, it'll take us.
Cone's fine, not a
yeah,
problem.
Yeah, let's do that just to keep it rolling.
Which means I probably can't do it without getting Anderil because he's right in front of me.
Right.
So instead, carves the same sigil in the air. 60-foot range for Ray of Frost, and he's going to target a Ray of Frost at the Mama Rat.
Okay. And anyone in the chat, chat heals are active, so anybody that knows me, you can type !items. And, oh, do we have a heal? Oh, following. Thank you, Starman314. All right, you got it targeted. Thanks, Starman. I know I've seen you around. Thanks for following, man. And the Ray of Frost misses as you're trying to avoid your comrade in front of you, I think. All right, Curindero. So you can stay there if you want, or you gotta.
no.
Okay.
No. When I see Underel
Okay.
goes madly to the front, I realize that my tactic wouldn't work.
That's all right.
So I will approach the rats.
Oh, Bailey's trying to heal, but not much healing.
There, and I will throw Thunder Wave. It's a 15-foot cube.
And what is it that you're throwing?
A Thunder Wave.
Oh, Thunder Wave. Gotcha.
Yes, but I let me try to place it. I will try to avoid Underel.
Yeah, I think you could do that and at least get those two in it in front of you.
If you move it 2 to the left, wouldn't you get all 3 of them?
There, I will also target Underel, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if you could do it without getting Andoril and get all 3 with a cube. 1 sec.
Can I place myself maybe here?
You know what you can do is, let's say this. You don't need to do this. You just stay where you are. You can move into Andorel's space, cast, get all three of them, and then move back out. So just stay where you are, but you can get all three of them because you could do it out of his space if you wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Because you can always occupy someone else's space. You just can't end your turn in their space. So that's perfect.
Okay.
Wow, and you. So one of them, one of the baby rats, the thunder was so loud and intense, it just obliterated it, and it just splattered across the cavern. And the rest, it looks like the mama rat is hurting pretty badly, but she is up, and now both of her little spawn are now dead. Very nice attack.
Okay, one more question. The mama rat saved or failed?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand it. Is she prone? Is that what you mean, or what?
No,
No,
she saved. She made the saving throw.
Saved. Yeah, I'm sorry. She did save and took half. Yes.
Okay, because if it would not save, I will push it 10 feet.
All right, Andorel.
It's me again. Right, okay, let's finish off this ratty. Step over to there.
Jaded Bailey, I don't know why I'm typing and not talking to you. That's so funny.
I'm taking it that backspace isn't really a space, the one above me.
I would say you could, if you did it, you'd be squeezing, so yeah. Oh, but you do hit. Slice deep into her.
Nice.
All right, very nicely as Mama goes down.
For you.
Are you okay, Andorel? I try to look at.
Yeah, I agree, Bailey. That was clutch.
Got a massive bite and blood pumping out of me.
Yep.
While they're dealing with the aftermath of the fight, Indix will just move up and the hand pokes the torch down that little side tunnel.
Okay. So you can kind of see it goes around a bend and probably gave you a little bit too much, but yeah, you can see it goes down to the southeast a bit.
Okay. I'll let the other two know. When you're finished there, I think the tunnel here continues onwards. Good job, by the way.
Oh, thank you, I'll say. Well, let's continue.
Okay.
For my second wind, do I have to take a short rest, do I?
To get it back?
Oh, but not to use it?
No, you can. Yeah, you can use it anytime, and I believe you get it back in a short or a long rest.
Okay, there we go. I'm feeling much better now.
Yeah, good. Very good
I
idea.
thought you can only use it when you finish a short or long rest.
No, second wind is a fighter ability.
Yeah, it's a bonus action, and then you can only use it, once, but you get it back again after short or long.
Okay. My fault. I thought it was a use of hit dice.
No problem. And Andorel, if you can just tick off that little circle, you'll know now that it's gone until the short or long rest.
Got you.
Perfect. That's one thing on the sounds. I wish there was a little bit better way on the triggers, because sometimes they they go off at times that they no matter how you code them.
It's alright, I'm enjoying them.
Good. All right, here we go. And let's see, Index. Tell me, just so I keep it in mind, what do you have with the mage hand and the? Is there a certain way you're doing it with the torch, or just kind of a 10 or 15 feet in front of you, around you? I'm trying to remember.
It's basically hovering about a foot above and ahead of me,
Okay.
so that it's shedding light but not blocking anyone and ruining anyone else's night vision.
Perfect. Thanks.
And every so often, he obviously has to reach up, grab it, recast it, and let the hand hold it again.
Okay.
I will try to hide behind that rock and try to sneak peek more to the east.
Okay.
Corandero, I can float our friend the torch ahead of us, as long as I don't lose sight of it.
Okay, if you want, I can cast light.
I mean, I think he has the light on the mage hand, so I think he's good. Nice, Stooner. Aren't you playing your game, Stooner?
It might flush whatever's out of hiding, is what I mean.
Gotcha. Okay, so I would say all of you, as you start coming down to this tunnel right around where Curandero and Index are, you start to notice that that musky smell of the rats it's starting to fade away a bit, and it doesn't appear that the creatures are around here as much as the other areas you've been exploring. But you also start to notice a thin coating of silvery webs over every surface, like all around you, as you can see in the tunnel. And you're occasionally seeing insects, and even on one occasion, a little mouse that have become ensnared. And instead of that musky smell of the rats, the air is now smelling more of a thick, heavy rot, like a rotting smell.
I don't think any of us need to be experts. Spiders of unusual size ahead, I suspect.
Metagaming? No, I'm just kidding.
JB.
Yeah, Stooner,
Probably
you're
the
great.
source of the poison.
You're doing great. You're so funny, Stooner. I can't do what you do, man.
I will also try to walk with my shield, like trying to covering myself in order to get maybe some extra AC.
Okay, that sounds good. Those weren't my sounds, by the way. It sounded like a big, heavy desk getting moved.
Okay.
That was the sound of the shield being brought over.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. It kind of looks like you're Curandero. As you look up, you just can kind of see what looks to be a junction that goes a little bit northeast. It appears, and then it also goes down to the southeast, as you can start to see. And actually, I guess you kind of suspect, you can't quite see it next, but it looks like it's connecting possibly back down to the room that you spied in before to begin. The area where it had the small tunnel, you can kind of see that it's connecting to that room where only a boy could have probably squeezed through.
While we're moving, obviously the torch is up high, keeping an eye on the ceiling above as well.
Okay. A good idea.
In the under, do you want to take a look to the corridor, the south one?
To the south one, you're just taking a look in the corridor? Yeah, so I mean...
Okay, I will take a look.
Okay. I mean, as you look down there, again, you don't really see anything other than you definitely can tell now as you get farther into it that it narrows into that small passageway and goes into that room. But, you kind of see footprints as if perhaps the boy came back through this way, but you don't really see or make anything else out.
Okay, I come back and tell that to the others.
Okay.
Well, I think it's clear he came this way and passed beyond.
I can't wait for the Unity version of Fantasy Grounds with the lighting. I
Yeah.
think I don't know though. It's really not that bad, so I'm not sure how much I'll want it, or we'll see.
It's got some environmental effects on it as well, which look kind of cool.
Yes.
But yeah, the line of sight lighting.
Yes.
As long as they give the ability to do a shared one, because I found that in Roll20, it can be a little bit. But the rest of the party's disappeared. You don't have line of sight to them anymore. Yeah, but I can still talk to them.
Right. Right.
Guys, do you want to go northeast or west?
I don't
Northeast.
mind.
Northeast.
I'm happy to do either.
Okay, looks like northwest has more space for us.
Oh, come on. But I already opened the northeast. Oh, there we go.
I feel more comfortable in more open places.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get there and take a sneak peek to my left.
So it looks like there's a bigger area right over here. I'm gonna put you. I'm gonna try to keep you guys. I know you're trying to look around corners, but I'm gonna try to keep you in squares for the most part. But I can still say you're sneaking around. Sorry.
Any reason for that?
Well, it's just easier for combat, for everything. Just it's just easier to put you guys in the squares, so I kind of know where you are, how far away you are from something. Maybe that's just but it's not a big deal.
Okay.
So let's see. So as you do look around that outcropping right over there, Curandero, one of the things you see is you see a large chamber, and the walls and ceiling are covered in thick webbing, and hanging from the ceiling are the desiccated corpses of 3 giant rats. And kind of as you look at those, you also kind of see and hear the middle just appears to be squirming as if something's kind of moving within. So it's kind of right in this area here that you see those three bodies and desiccated corpses of rats.
Okay. I will walk very slowly to Index, like getting out of the room, and gather them and whisper them if they think it would be a nice idea to take some of the rat corpses that we killed and maybe throw one of them in this room to attract the spider that it could be here, and then we maybe can surprise it.
Or maybe
It
just
might
a
be
torch.
worth a try.
Sure.
Okay, so if you guys want to do that, so Kurt and Darrow, tell me exactly what you want to do, so I understand.
Okay, so I only see corpses, and I don't see any spider, and I suppose there should be a spider. I don't think any other kind of animal that could have done this. So I want to take one of the rat corpses and throw it or put it in the middle of this room to attract the spider, and maybe when the spider will try to eat or trap this rat, then we can surprise it.
Okay, you can absolutely do that. So I'll say if you want to, I have to put off my push to talk. But if you want to throw it in that general area, absolutely you can throw the rats. If you want to do that now, I'll say you kind of toss that. I assume maybe somewhat underneath or around those squirming body.
Yes. Is there any place where we can try to kite? And also, I want to see if we can um, find any tracks so we can deduce what was the spider walk path, so we can hide in other spaces.
Um, well, I mean,
Oh, that what I want to do is to ambush it.
right, right.
So
So if you want to throw, the like the rats underneath, one second. If you want to throw it like somewhere around there and then duck back behind the corner, that's fine. I mean, you definitely see, I would say that you probably do see some tracks and things, but nothing going in any specific direction. But you can certainly do that throw and then yeah, sneak back over there and hide behind that little outcropping if you want to do that. I'm fine with that.
okay,
Okay.
are you okay? Are you okay, guys? Do you think it's a good idea?
Sure.
Well, I can move. You don't. No need to throw it. If the rat's not too heavy, I can place it perfectly.
That's a good point.
Yes, it will. Yes, yes, it will be better.
Okay.
And did you say squirming body?
Yeah, yes. So you see one of the giant rats. There's three giant rats that are kind of hanging, and they're desiccated. They look like they're devoid of much of any flesh for the most part. But you also see one of them in the middle is squirming as if it looks dead, but it's almost as if it's alive as it squirms from the inside.
But it's definitely a rat in amongst all of the.
Yes, it's three rats hanging, giant rats from the ceiling. So they're definitely
Okay,
giant
right.
rats.
Okay. In that case, the giant rat corpse will be dragged in a way that makes it look like maybe it's moving, and placed, and then is manipulated to be shifting and twitching on the floor in the space.
Okay, so you're putting it. Maybe I'm confusing myself, but are you taking one of the bodies that's already up on the wall and you're grabbing it?
One of the ones will go and grab one of the ones that we killed before
Yes. Okay, that's what I thought.
and drag that in place. Yeah.
Okay, and kind of again somewhere down, right underneath those bodies.
Yeah, but the reason doing it, the hand's moving it so that it's moving still.
Got
It's
it.
not an
I got it.
obvious corpse. It's twitching
Yep.
and moving because there's a mage hand
Okay.
making it twitch and move.
Nice.
Makes sense. So as you do that, the corpse that is moving it in the ceiling, you see it burst open, and out of it comes just a ton, this huge swarm of spiders that drop down and start attacking that rat on the mage hand. So I'm gonna.
Well, you were right, Curandera.
Yeah, no, that was good. So you can roll initiative, but what I will do is I'm gonna say that at least for now, well, let's roll initiative first. So get everybody in order.
Nice initiative.
I can't
Yes.
beat Andero. I never get
Yeah.
a chance to beat Andero.
And Daryl is always up top. So I'm going to say you're, because of what you all did, I'm going to give you all advantage on each of your first attacks. You can do with advantage. And I know that's not necessarily how 5e works, but I like to reward you guys. That was pretty creative. I like that. So and Daryl, you are up first, and you have a distracted swarm that's attacking this rat.
Okay, with swarms, do I know that you need something special to hurt them, or do I know about swarms?
I'm going to say at your level, you probably haven't run into a swarm, so you don't really know much about them. Or what's going to hurt or not hurt them.
Well, what I'm going to do, I was going to do this anyway because I got told off by Indix last time, is that I'm going to ready an action so that after Indix has had his after both of them, I want to go last. So I'm going to wait, and then after they've gone, I'm going to run in and attack the creature. Can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're ready. Yeah. Not quite sure how the actions work with 5e. So. Okay.
All right, so Index, you are up.
Index is going to step up, poke his head around the corner, and breath weapon.
Nice. Now, how many uses did you use it once, or no? You haven't used it, have you?
I have not used it yet.
Okay, good.
I was
perfect.
going to, but I
Yeah.
haven't. I get it back after a short or long rest.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, perfect.
I don't know if that's the right size cone.
You're gonna get it no matter what, so you're fine. I mean, that's fine.
Okay, it is a. I've got it up here somewhere.
It's a fun
Do
little
I just
short
still
module,
drop the
guys.
attack on them and they make the saving throw themselves? Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, it should all be coded the way it. Yep, should be good. And it failed.
Nice.
Nice, very nice.
So ice just cold and ice forms over all the surfaces.
Now, does it make it difficult terrain? I haven't checked that. Do you know?
I don't believe so. It doesn't mention anything.
Okay. It
Just
should.
2d6 cold damage.
Okay. All right.
And he'll step back a little bit after that.
Okay. All right, and as you do that, it doesn't really surprise you, but out of this corner over here, this much larger spider comes out who was waiting to ambush, but he doesn't get to ambush you, but he does get to move, and he's going to try a bite attack on Curandero.
Okay, just for you to know, I will use one of my reactions.
Oh, okay, so let me attack. Oh, and he misses. Doesn't that sound like a DM? I sound so disappointed, don't I? And he misses. All right.
Okay, it says that when a creature within 5 feet of you that you can see hits you with an attack, so I can't use it, right? Because he hasn't hit me.
That's correct. And here's kind of just to give you guys a little more flavor. Here's what's attacking you.
Oh, lovely.
Nice little picture.
Yes.
Lovely.
All right. So yeah, you can't use a reaction, but you are up, so you can use your full attack, or your full action, I should say.
Okay. I will try to cut, make a cut, horizontal cut, in order to try to cut its both front eyes, at least 2 of them. Maybe that would get grants it a disadvantage on attack or an advantage to us in attack or defense.
Okay. So roll your attack, and let's do that first.
Yes, because we have advantage, and I will try to make that kind of roll.
Okay. And based on your roll, I'm going to say, so you do slice into it, and you actually, wow, wait a second. What happened there? I think you had, oh yeah, you did, yeah. You immediately killed that bone spider with, so you not only sliced its eyes, but you sliced behind it so deep that it immediately falls dead in front of you.
Yes.
Wow, I thought that would have more hit points, man. Wow.
And I will move a little, yes, to let the others move with ease.
And the swarm kind of is not happy that it notices that it was probably distracted, so it now looks over at you. and it moves. And I'm going to put it next to you, but the way swarms work, they basically are going on top of you to attack you. Because it, basically... So, Curandero, this whole swarm of spiders is now crawling all over you, and it tries to attack you.
The swarm mechanic literally makes my skin creep. It's horrible.
Yeah.
And, man, God, Curandero, your AC is so good. So it misses... But it is really occupying your square with you, and it's kind of on top of you, trying to attack you and bite you. But right now, it is not getting through its armor. It's trying to find every orifice, any gap in your armor, and it can't so far.
Okay.
Andrew,
Okay, I
you're
yell
up.
to. Yeah, I yell to her. Please help me. Get rid of these nasty creatures.
Okay, so I had a readied action. I'm a bit confused 'cause I think with a readied action I can only prepare one thing. Is that right?
That's right.
So I can't prepare a move or an attack. I could just prepare an attack or something.
Right. I should have asked you to what you were readying, because normally what would happen is when it got on him and made its attack, you can make if you had like a readied crossbow or you could make it right at that time and then still have your full action. So what was it that you were trying to ready?
Well, the swarm was in there, so I guess I'd have readied a sort of move sort of thing. So I'll just move up.
Okay.
Just to get in the way. Oh wait, was that my action on the second round?
Oh, here, let me put it back up to you because I think it passed, but you should be able to still attack it.
Okay, I'm going to very carefully get my rapier and start stabbing the spiders off Karando. Don't move, Karando.
Yeah, all right. And you do hit the spiders. Oh man, even resisting it, they kind of, you've got most of them out, and the ones that are still alive are kind of scrambling off of Curandero and heading into their corners. But the swarm is dissipated and dead. Very nice.
Okay, I crush with my hands the others that left.
Well, that was disgusting. I'm glad we survived.
Nice. Yeah, swarms
Well,
are
if
nasty.
you thought it was disgusting, consider the state the young boy will be in if he's still in here. We need to find him.
We do, and quickly.
All right, so definitely a ton of webs and nasty bodies. You still see the two dead rats swinging, but nothing seems to be moving out of them.
At this point, the torch is being held closer to the walls as we investigate them.
Okay. And then, as you're doing some of that, some of these webs are burning off and kind of drop into the floor.
Curandero, check that passage. It's where the larger spider came from.
Definitely looks like it was a little nasty den up there for the spider, but you don't see anything else in there.
Where is the lad? He can't be far now, surely.
Yeah, you feel like you've searched this entire area and you do not see the boy.
Maybe he's off to the northwest.
This place is a veritable hive.
Guys, have we searched what looks like the lair of the spider? The one on the south?
Yeah.
That was the
That one?
northeast, the bit you went to, I think.
Oh, because I want to check for loot.
Sure, you
If
can
we
roll
can.
an investigation check. And you don't just see some bodies and little, I shouldn't say bodies, but little insects and things, but that's it. Hey, Rob. Hold on. Open up more.
Index, you south, and I go north.
The corridor, I think, I can see glowing from the back. I think it goes the same way.
Yes, but just to cover more area.
Actually, as Index is the only one not wearing armor, he's probably the only one that will squeeze through any of these gaps anyway.
That's true.
Underhill, come.
As we're walking around, Index is muttering to himself, "How on earth do these people not know there is such a nest of arachnids beneath their feet?"
I know, right?
Lazy barkeeper.
This network extends under the entire town, it seems.
Yes.
Seems pretty massive.
Yes.
Get a bit of a branch here. Okay.
Hopefully there is not some intelligence behind it.
Okay, give me 1 second. All right, so Curandero, as you get right about there, open a little bit more. So there's the rotting smell here is almost overwhelming, and it's pretty obvious why, because hanging from the ceilings, as you're looking into this chamber over here, are various bundles of webbing containing corpses in various stages of decomposition. Some are relatively ripe, some are look like they've been there a while, but there's in just as you pass this chamber right here, you actually see 4 giant rats hanging, and one of them is still faintly twitching, but it looks like it's alive. It's not twitching like from the inside. It looks like it's kind of alive. But in the second chamber you're about to go into, Curandero, you see the bodies of 2 humans who have actually looked like they've been dead for a few months. They look like they've been in there for some time.
Okay, I look back to Index and Underhill and whisper them what I have seen, and ask them if they want to maybe uh, do the same of the first room to attract and ambush maybe spiders.
We can try, but we only have so many rat corpses. But we can try.
I also worry for the child. Time might
Yep.
be short for him.
Ref, the question there was, because obviously the torch only lasts an hour, how long have we been at it? Is it at risk of running out anytime soon?
That's a good question. How many torches do you have? Do you have another one you could light? You probably do.
He had 10. He had
Okay.
10. I'm down to 9. I was going to drop it down to 8.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I mean it definitely probably would go out relatively soon, but you certainly have another you can use.
Okay, he'll briefly switch them out. I don't want it going pitch dark and then fumbling for a tinderbox in the darkness.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be no fun at all. And we just see these ominous eyes looking at us. No good.
We can try just the spent torch this time. These things do work off of movement, I'm told.
Let's try.
So what are you all going to do with the torch? Are you putting it underneath the? Yeah. Just tell me what you want to do with it.
Throw the spent torch into the room towards the back of the room.
In this one or this one?
So where were the hanging corpses?
The humans. Yes, exactly. We're right over here.
Okay, and what was in that little southern alcove that's between Anderel and Corindero?
Some hanging rats, and one of them looks like it's still kind of moving, but it's within a web, so it's stuck up to the ceiling, but it looks like it's still alive, like it's been recently potentially encased in that web. Oh my gosh,
it's definitely
Rob.
a rat.
Yes, definitely a rat.
Okay, well I can do that instead. I'll
That's horrible, Rob.
tug the rat down and throw that in instead.
Okay. So you do that, and you don't notice any movement. Nothing else happens. The rat stays up there. I mean, everything stays just as you've seen it.
How high are the corpses of the humans? Can I cut them down?
You can. Yeah, I mean they're you could probably try to pull them down, but yeah, you could come over here and try to pull them off from where they
Yes.
are.
Yes. What I want to do is trying to see if I can determine where they are.
Okay.
If I can maybe some letter, some personal stuff, or something that I can retrieve to the town, and maybe could contact their families or.
Okay, so you do that, and you pull them down. And they definitely come down. They look like I said they've been there for a few months. So roll me an investigation check in the tower. Yes, desiccated, definitely, John. So as you do that, you actually find on these bodies some lamp oil. And each body actually has a bottle of antivenom, and you also find a potion of healing, interestingly enough.
Nice.
So let me find these 1 second.
Put those on the party sheet, maybe.
Yeah, here we go. I wanted to make sure. I didn't see the parcel, but I have it now.
Are these all adults then here?
Yes, they are. So you have 2 potions of healing and 2 bottles of antivenom.
So someone knew of these tunnels then, Index.
And Kurt and Daryl, give me a perception check, if you will.
In the tower?
In the tower, please. Yeah. Okay. You kind of hear something almost like a little whimpering. You can't really make it out, but coming from down in this area over here. It just sounds like a little bit of sobbing, a little whimper.
What is a whimper?
Whimper is like a crying, like someone that's trying not to cry, but just crying just a little bit.
Okay. Okay, I quickly turn back to Indix and Andorra and whisper them. I think we have found a child. Let's try to not scare him.
Yes, quickly, let's see if we can rescue them.
Without delay.
I will try to approach him, but trying to be the most softly and less aggressive I can. So the child will, if it him, it will be calm now.
Okay, so as you get to right in the mouth of that tunnel, you kind of now hear, and you can see right here, you hear a weak shout from this third chamber, and you see hanging upside down in a cocoon of a web, you see Malik, a little boy, and he says, "Help! Help! Cut me down before it comes back!"
Okay, I quickly go and cut down the boy.
Okay, and so he comes down with a little thud, but not too bad, and he looks up at you and he says, thank you so much," and he's crying, he's just scared to death, and he says, did my brother, is Theo safe? Is he okay? Did you get him out?
Calm down, calm down. Where is your brother?
I hope he made it out. He was trying to get out, but I don't know where he is, but I think he made it out.
His brother was the child we saw in the town, right?
Yes,
That's right.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, I will tell him. Yes, yes. Don't worry, your brother is okay, and we are going to bring you to the surface. Don't worry. Calm down.
Thank you, but please be careful. I saw this enormous spider that is
Where?
down in the tunnels, down, and he kind of points to you, and his hand's shaking, and he's pointing down to the tunnels. But it was extremely large. It's come and it's looked me over a few times, eyeing me. But oh gosh, is it huge? But thank you for saving me. But please just be careful. I sure hope you can get rid of it or kill it, because it's definitely going to kill someone.
Okay, I look to Indix and Andorel and ask them if they think it would be good to take first the boy to the surface, uh, maybe make a short rest to regain hit points and some abilities, and come back to finish the spider or the animal.
Well, we do need to get the child out of here.
Very well.
Let's walk and talk. We can return here shortly.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I think there is no need to risk the boy.
And also, he can take. I'm assuming the child upstairs is therefore suffering from poison by spider. So these anti-venom you just found would be useful.
True. Though the halfling herbalist did say that she needed a sample.
Well, we can bring the sample after. If we take the child back to the route that would allow him to get out, the tunnel we can't get through ourselves, he could deliver one of the anti-venoms upstairs, and then we can return here as quickly as need be.
Yes, nice idea.
Good idea. Yes, that route will be safe.
Okay.
Young man, I hope you're not going to be bothered by 3 dead rats.
And he looks at you and says, no, if you get me close, I can definitely make it out, and I can find Mom and tell her what's happening. I'm happy to do that.
They'll be just outside. Don't tarry, don't dawdle, don't poke anything that looks interesting. Just take these vials to the halfling who will help your brother.
Oh, okay, thank you. And you, if you want, out of character, you guys can stay where you are, but definitely say that you bring him back over there. And he scrambles through the tunnel, looks back at you all, and says, thank you so much. And he makes his way into the room, and you can kind of hear him heading back out of the cellar up to the surface. And you hear a lot of...
wait until the sound of him going up to the surface is clear. We're going to take a short rest here and then return.
Yeah, tell me where do you guys want to take the short rest? Do you want to and do you want to do it right where you are? Do you want to do it back in one of the rooms? Wherever you want to do
If
it.
the if the venom, if the antidote that we have brought will cure the boy, then I think we have time to make a short or long rest also. But if we need some sample directly from the spider, then we don't have. I think we don't have much time.
I mean, you think the anti-venom will cure the boy. I mean, certainly I think a long rest would be maybe challenging, but you could try to do a short rest. You think.
Okay.
I would
Okay.
suggest a short rest where I've just put the circle.
Okay.
So literally after we've let Malik out,
Yep.
we can rest there. We know that the route through the small space is relatively safe. We only have to worry about the bit to our north.
Yep. Okay. We can do that. So give me let's see, Andorel, give me a D20 if you would in the tower. Oh, and I usually do 20s, so okay. So you are able to get through a short rest. Let me apply that, and whatever you guys have that comes back on a short rest should pop back up on your sheet. And yeah, go ahead and roll a hit die if you'd like. Hey, Transcendent. I think this is almost over, guys.
Guys, I'm having a lot of fun. I really want to keep continue, but I have to go. I tell you, William, I didn't
Yeah,
gonna have too much time.
yeah.
for-
No,
for-
it's if you need to leave now. I mean, you're literally either I can play or we can play your character. We're almost through, but yeah, if you need to go, please feel free. And thanks for jumping in. We're almost wrapped, so thanks for coming by. If you need to leave, just release your character, and maybe one of us can wrap it up and play it.
Yeah, thank you very much. It has been a lot of fun. If you
Yeah, pleasure.
if you like to stop here and then we can continue, it will be nice. But if don't, it's okay.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
no problem. Given we're so close, I think we'll wrap it up. But next time we'll do it in more advanced notice, and maybe we can do a longer adventure.
Sure,
So-
sure. I will be glad to join.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. It has been a lot of fun. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks.
See you.
All right, guys. So I can let. So you guys looks like you've already rolled. Let me go into the character sheet, and
We'll do it with the two of us.
yeah, that sounds good. Let me release it because I think I might have to
What
release
do we
it.
mean two? That spider will be dead at Andorel's hands.
Nice.
That's all that's going to happen.
I love it. All right, I cleared the owner, so you should be able to grab it, Curandero, out of the character sheet now, or the shield. I'm going to take him off the map and put him back on through the combat tracker.
You've
Right.
had enough fun. I'll do Carindero.
Okay.
All right. So stand by 1 sec. Okay.
Well, Andorel, we seem to have a task of extermination to complete.
Hey, Transcendent, thanks again for coming by. We're almost
Might as
done.
well finish the task we begun. I'll bravely head forward, taking the lead now.
I thought you were going to throw the guy that just left in into the middle. All right, there we go.
I'll be moving forward slowly and cautiously, keeping an eye on the ceiling for spiders.
Okay, so as you get there, let me read some things to you.
Right.
So as you pass the threshold of this chamber, a wall of stench hits you. The rancid smell seems to be emanating from an enormous spider squatting in the center of the cavern, surrounded by bulging sacks of eggs. The webs covering the walls and floor are so thick, it's difficult to walk. The spider queen watches you calmly with her 8 eyes, and her mandibles clatter as if issuing a command.
Come on.
So you guys, that's loud, one sec. You guys can roll your initiative, see if he gets Andorel gets his typical large numbers. Oh, not quite as much this time. Oh my gosh, he's still on top. Every time. All right, Andorel, you are first to act, and you see this enormous, nasty spider queen in front of you.
Well, more luck than judgment, I think. This looks like it's going to be quite difficult to pick my way through the webbing, is that right?
Yeah, you think that the webbing in front of you is difficult terrain, so you think you can move through it, but you think it's going to be half speed anywhere you go.
So let's see, a speed of 30 meters, usually so I can move 3 squares through it. Okay. Move down to there, and I will throw a dart at the beast.
Okay.
I love how it automatically ticks off my ammo.
Yep, it does. Yep. So yeah, you hit it. And Index is now up.
Same, it's difficult terrain, yeah?
Yes.
So, wade in, and then minor magic missile.
Ah, good choice. Okay.
Now, how do I do this? Just drag it across because there's 3 missiles all on her, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so in this case, you will just make sure you have the queen targeted, and then you'll literally hit the, if you have your, let's see, make sure you're on combat. And if you open the hourglass next to our magic missile, and you click on that little magnifying glass, I always say hourglass. But if you click on that, it should open up a menu, and you can literally click on
damage menu.
Just click on that damage 3 times, and it'll throw 3 into her. They all slam into her and find their mark. Very nice.
Wow, that was impressive.
Okay, what can Kundura do? Hang on.
Man, she is going to be dead before... I hope not. Try to get a swarm that kind of...
What does Wrath of the Storm... No, that's his response thing, Wrath of the Storm.
Okay.
I've only got cantrips on it. Right, okay. It doesn't get... You don't get spell slots back as a cleric, do you, after a short rest?
That's right. Yeah, it's only long.
That would be why there's not there. So instead, it's going to be Sacred Flame after Corandaro walks in a bit to get line of sight. And then
Yeah,
Flame-like Radiance descends upon
Thanks,
the
Eraser.
Spider Queen. Dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Oh, and it succeeded.
So it doesn't take anything, I think.
That's right. If it's a
Doesn't
cantrip.
mention half on anything like that. So
Yeah, if it's a cantrip, then usually it doesn't take any. All right, and as the queen gets ready to move, you see this bulging sack of mass next to her appear, and this swarm kind of pops open out of one of these big eggs, and it climbs again on top of, this time, Andorel. and tries to bite him because it knows that Andrel loves spiders and swarms. So, and it misses. It's all over him, and it can't get to him somehow. And then the bone spider queen comes up here next to Andrel, and she bites and hits. Does a little bit of damage, but let's see, 1 second, and you made your Constitution save, so you have a little shiver that passes through you, but nothing seems to otherwise affect you. Stand by 1 second, let me look at something. Oh, you do take, 1 second. You take some poison damage, but not as much as you think you otherwise could have. So her bite is very painful, and you feel a bit sick to your stomach, but you are no other effects. All right. Wow, you're still up, but you're staggered, Andrel.
How many healing potions did we find?
You found 2, so they should be in the party sheet.
Well, I've got a setting wind back now. I think it's a bonus action, isn't it, the setting wind? So I can use that for one, can't I? So can I use the setting wind before I do my normal action?
You can use second wind whenever, so yep, you can do it before.
Better than poking the eye.
Better than something, yep. Oh, are we going to get a little healing for him, Eraser?
The queen there is looking a bit wounded, I think. Probably some green ichor or something coming out of her, so I'll stab at her.
Okay.
And you can switch weapons for free, I believe, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, you can basically drop one and grab another, yes. Okay, and you hit. Oh, wow, and that just slices her in half. Nicely done after almost taking you down.
Okay, now I'm going to scream really sort of high-pitched and start patting all these spiders on me. Help, help!
And they're crawling all over you.
That's gross.
Sorry.
Now,
all right.
Swarm, is it going to be impacted by magic missile, or is that literally going to kill 3 spiders in the swarm?
I mean, it will impact it. So it's literally an entire swarm. So you're attacking the whole swarm when you do that.
In that case, magic missile.
Okay. Hold on, Andrel. Kind of duck and move.
I'll hold very still.
Don't worry about not moving. This will only hurt the spiders.
Heard that before.
I think they're going to be okay.
Those are some nice magic missiles.
Yes, and this they just burst apart, and you see as each one hits, 10, 15 spiders go flying into the walls and slam against the cave and perish. Very nicely done. So all of these spiders, you don't sense anything else around you here.
Are there no more bulging and pulsating blobs on the floor?
There are not. They look like they are all either they've hatched or no, they're fine. Huh. Sorry, Eraser. I wonder what happened. It looked like I'm not dropping anything. I don't think I'm dropping anything.
Thoroughly search the room to make sure there's no suitors of the Spider Queen hanging around.
Yeah, I hope that was just you, because you, Eraser, I haven't seen anything. Sorry. All right. Yeah, I mean you don't see anything else in here.
Well, Anderl, it seems we have done this town a greater service than they originally thought. That beast, we should take some samples upstairs to the halfling, but that beast being here, I do not think they had any inkling of that.
No, it appears to have broken through the cellar here. Well, we appear to have gotten rid of the threat for them.
guys want to head up to the surface, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably go via a different route because there appears to be an unexplored corridor directly to our north
Okay,
that I suspect joins up
Oh,
to a corridor we had before.
sure.
also
Oh, plus that one
south.
down there as well. Yep. The southerly corridor in the rat section.
Yeah. Yep. So you guys heading up to the north?
Yep.
They do have another encounter here if we want to, yeah? We'll give them one more counter. Why not? Why not?
Got a bad feeling about it down here.
Well, we'll continue following the unexplored path back just to make sure. It's clear to me these people cannot be trusted to not know what lurks beneath their feet.
So as you kind of peek into the cavern to the southwest, so before you make that move, Nandrel, and you can still do that, but in the southwest, you see a faint glimmer in this chamber here, the walls of which are festooned with rat bones, arrayed in 8-point stars amongst the webbing. In the center, pieces of colored glass, coins, and other trinkets hang on thin webs, roughly taking on the form of a crude eight-legged effigy.
Oh, there does seem to be some intelligence here. This is as I feared.
Or possibly someone upstairs knows more than they're letting on.
That also.
And as you get there, you can roll initiative as 2 bone spiders appear from the darkness, seeking to avenge their queen.
Damn it, I rolled bad for initiative first time ever. Listen quicker than Index.
You're first again, it doesn't matter.
Well, this time one of the bone spiders is first, so he comes over here and he bites Andoril and misses. And Andoril is still up though.
Okay, I'll nimbly dodge to the side as its pincers snap next to me, and I'll lunge out with a rapier and try and skewer the beast. Die, damn you. Oh, no, why do I miss? No.
Yeah, I know.
Just step back to there slightly. Let's be done.
Index will, in an effort to get this to work, will carve that same icy sigil rune in the air with the end of his quarterstaff and target his ray of frost at Bone Spinder Beginner 7.
Okay, that's yeah. Okay. And it slams into the spider. Okay.
However, its speed was reduced by 10 feet, if that makes a difference.
Okay. Okay. We'll note that. Thank you.
It's only until my next turn.
Okay. All right, and 7 still moved 20, so he goes up here and bites Index and misses. All right, Curandero is now up.
He will strike at the spider with his maul.
Okay. They have inspiration. Everybody always forgets inspiration. All right, so automatic miss. I'm not going to trigger the table at first level.
Yep.
All right. So this guy is going to try to bite again. This time he hits.
I'm going down.
Oh, and yes, and Andoril is down, dying. He's not dead, but he is down. Man down. And Andoril, you can actually, courtesy of Jaded Bailey in chat, you can click on your actions tab and take a potion of healing.
Thank you, person in chat.
Yay!
And given they did that immediately, once you take that, I'm going to give you your full turn, your tune. Oh, you just healed the bone spider. 1 second. 1 second.
That wasn't the intention. Sorry.
Which one? Let's see. That was number 6.
Yeah, 6 wounds I accidentally healed anyone. So.
Oh, number 8. What did it have? What did it have before? See if I can take a quick look. 8. I think it had 5. Yeah.
So I'll target myself this time and try that again, shall I?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that spider was unwounded before, I think.
Was it unwounded?
Yeah, because there's
Okay,
not
so,
already
yeah.
hit one. Hang on, I'm looking. I can't see a hit from Enduro.
Well, I see one that had 2, but oh yeah, that's the bone spider hit.
Beginner 7 was from the Ray of Frost.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's it then. Oh, you know what? I think it targeted it, but it wasn't hurt. So you're right. That's exactly it. Okay, so Andrel, you got 6 points. You're so yeah, you can take your full action.
Right. Well, and
Thanks, Bailey.
drinking a potion, is that a action or a bonus action or something?
It is an action. Yeah, it's an action.
Well, I'll probably get hit back, so I'm going to hit it really hard.
Okay.
Let's use my inspiration on this one.
Excellent. I don't like to metagame. I was going to say something, so I'm glad you remembered.
So I just click the advantage button for this, yeah?
Exactly. And good use. You dropped to 7, so you did hit. And that bone spider goes down with 1 swing. Very nice.
Phew.
Good use of inspiration there. And Index, you're up.
Again, close proximity. He reverts to not necessarily feral, but he's going to use his inspiration as well.
Okay. Good idea at the very end. They're using it, and I like it.
Can't find my weapons. It disappeared.
Oh, you may not have one. So if you go to your actions tab, if your mode at the bottom is combat, if you put that back to standard or preparation.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so in the future, when you play 5e on your inventory tab, you can actually click on and off what you have equipped. That's all. All right, and you hit. Oh man.
Tiny damage.
A little bit of damage.
I think I've used it before. I forgot to take it.
Oh, that's right. Okay, and so the bone spider is going to bite again. He missed Index the first time, so this time he tries again. And he misses again. It just can't get a hold of Index.
Dragonborn armored skin.
Yeah. Curandero.
And I think he'll use his inspiration as well, just to make sure.
Yeah, good idea. And another good use.
Good job you did.
Yeah, dropped a 2. Good hit. Oh, and it puts it critical. This spider had a lot of hit points, so it's still alive, but it's hurting. All right, Andorel, see if you can finish it off.
If we move around to there to try and get flanking.
Yep, you got it. Ooh, and it is a hit. I don't know what you dropped, but actually it didn't look like you had advantage. But you kill it anyway. Very nice. Oh, that's right. +2 is what it was. Yep. Perfect. Very nice. So, yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to quickly drink one of the healing potions from the pack, if that's all right.
Yep, go for it.
So I'll just drag it onto my inventory.
If you want, it might even be easier just to use the potion that I have coded on your sheet already. But either way is fine. Because I already have a potion of healing coded in your sheet.
There we go, lovely.
Very nice. So you do have, as you kind of heard as you came in, there are trinkets and other assorted gems, and you basically see some treasure that, let me get together. So you see some garnets, some rubies, and a few gold pieces. I'll put that in your party sheet.
Splendid. There's some sort of shrine here as well.
Yeah, that's what it kind of looks like. It looks like almost that, there's been a bunch of items, and it looks like, things that the party or the spiders may have gotten from fallen adventurers look to be all be sitting in this room.
But someone's arranged some bones in the shape of a spider, did you say? Or something?
That's what it kind of looks like. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Index.
It's either some kind of cult or these creatures' intellect belies their form.
Yeah.
Am I aware of any sort of religion or anything like that, cult which worships spiders?
You're not. Yeah, you're not aware of any.
Could well be the spiders themselves bear that intellect, as you suggested.
They certainly seem cunning enough to ambush.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, I suppose we should continue if we have everything from here we need.
Yes, let's just continue and remain alert. Obviously, there may still be more down here.
They pretty much cleared it out now. Just a little wrap up and with the stream and kind of tie up the loose ends, but they are pretty much out of this.
Take it we're back on familiar territory now once we get to that.
Yeah, I think you
junction.
pretty much feel like you've cleared out everything in here. I don't think there's really much of any other than maybe a very small tunnel that you just didn't peek through. Yeah, down there.
Well, that's the way out. So.
Yeah, it is. So it looks like it was just a little dead-end tunnel.
Well, shall we return to the service and see if
I think we should.
The lad's recovered?
All right.
And get rid of the nasty chunk of whatever it is we've recovered from the big one.
Right. So you guys make your way up to the surface again, and it's hustling and it's bustling a bit more, and you see the mom, Ma Bravel, with Malik, and she's checking on the boy, and you see that Theo is now alert, and you see the halfling woman is tending to him, and it looks like the anti-venom is doing its trick as the boy is coming around, and the mother comes up and just offers her thanks. Thank you so much for saving my boys. They're all I have, and I can't thank you enough for what you all have done for me and my family today.
You're welcome. No additional thanks are necessary, madam. Um, where is the headsman, mayor, lord, or whoever else is in charge of this settlement?
And as you ask that, you see the innkeeper kind of comes up to you, and he kind of tries to quietly say, "Well, why do you need the mayor of the town? What, you don't need to involve him. Everything turned out okay, did it not?"
Well, apart from the revelation, there is an extensive tunnel network that was veritably infested with arachnids beneath your town, including one that was the size of a shire horse.
Well, I think infested might be a strong word, don't you think? As he kind of reaches into his pocket and seems to be about to offer you something, as he kind of puts his fingers up to his lips, like, let's just keep this a little quiet here.
Keeping it quiet is what risked those boys' lives. I'm sorry, but that cannot be done. The greater good, I mean, they're all dead, but somebody needs to ensure that nothing like that happens again.
And as you say that, his shoulders kind of sag, and he just looks at you, and he says, "Look, I was just trying at first to make some specialized wine. I mean, the venom from a spider, if you just do just a little bit into a wine, it gives it a nice kick. And some must have escaped and gotten out of hand, and somehow this just spun way out of control. I don't know how this massive spider got in here, and
His
go ahead.
What's it called? His admittance of guilt. Something in Indix snaps. The normally calm face goes quite animalistic, and the lips draw back from his fang-like teeth, and he just grabs the man by the lapels and pushes him up against the wall. Are you telling me that you brought these things into your town voluntarily?
And he says, yes, but not to hurt anyone, just to make a little living, make a little profit.
Anderel, find the constable before I do something that we will be thrown out of town for.
Certainly, what this man did to the wine is an injustice.
And you see kind of an older-looking gentleman that introduced himself as the constable comes up and he says, what's going on here? I saw the two children had some trouble, but what is it? What is it that's happening? And Index, if you want to do an intimidation, tell me what you want to do with our friendly shopkeeper.
That was basically, that was the hopefully the cowing effect on the shopkeeper. I'm not sure what I got in the roll, but it's a +5, so hopefully it was decent.
He's definitely, he's just sagging like the life has gone out of him. He's, he doesn't look like he has much of any energy, or he's not putting up any fight. Let's put it that way.
Which Index will release him and drop him at the constable's feet. And this man is responsible for bringing dangerous vermin into your town. And when I mean vermin, spiders, poisonous, the size of dogs. Somehow, one the size of a horse.
Wow, and
apparently, it made the wine taste better.
And he looks shocked and looks over at the tavern keeper and says, "Is this true?" And he kind of looks over at you and lowers his head, and the tavern keeper says, "Yes, it is." And the constable, immediately puts him in cuffs and says, "You all have done the town an incredible service. Here, please take, all I can offer from the form of reward. A reward is 50 gold pieces each, but please have it with my gratitude and thanks to saving this town." And he goes to turn and take the tavern keeper away. He says, "Don't worry, he will be away for a long time. No one will have to worry about him again, and the town thanks you very much." And with that, you all have completed Creaking in the Dark. So
That was excellent.
Cool.
Thanks ever so much for running that for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it was
was.
great
Oh,
fun.
sorry. Yeah, that was fun, guys. Thanks. A little short, little one shot, but hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I had a good time. I had a good time running it.
Absolutely, it was just what I wanted on a rainy Sunday afternoon.
Well, perfect, and yeah, not too long. Sorry we didn't take a break. I looked up and all of a sudden I'm like, wow, we went through it, but it wasn't terribly long. So I apologize we didn't have a break in the middle of that.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun.
All right.
And thanks to the audience for that well-timed heal on the part of Andorra.
Yes, that
Absolutely,
was.
yes.
Well, thanks again, guys. And yeah, again, if you have any, if I see you again out on the forums or what have you, I'd love to have you in a game of mine again. If you guys foray into 5e again, so have a great.
Brilliant, thank you.
Yeah, have a great Sunday, guys. Take care.
You too. Thank you
All
so
right.
much. Have a
Thanks.
great evening, guys.
Thanks for saving me life, people.
Right, guys. Thanks. Would it mean to buy a hard encounter now? Yeah. Would it be mean? Yes, it would. That's all right. They all disconnected, so it's all good. All right, guys. Let me give you a little XP, and then I'm gonna be done for the day. Let me give you. That was fun though. I think they had a good time. Do a little quick redemption here of Make It Rain if I can find it. Stream store. Open store. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Sound seemed to be good again. Here we go. A little Make It Rain. All right. So thanks again, guys. Hope you have a great afternoon. Thanks, Lazy. Thanks, Transcendent. And yeah, they take all the wines for themselves. They should, man. You know, one of a more evil party would have done something with that wine, tried to sell it back to the town at double the price or something. All right, guys, I'm going to get going and let my dogs out, maybe take them for a walk, get out of this chair, and everybody have a great Sunday afternoon. I'm going to shut down the stream. Take care, all.